How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. So I know in DMs I told you like in my next session I wanted to do Fox, but I actually sent another Marth replay.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
Mainly because
Cause fuck
so-
Marth. Is
well,
that what you're gonna say?
no, it wasn't what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I
okay.
was gonna,
My bad.
our last session I know it was like a while ago, but I was really like trying to just internalize everything like you written up for me, and
hmm
I've watched like parts of the replay or like the session over a few times, not as much as I'd like to, but the stuff that really stuck out to me was to do like more shine grabs and like laser laser and the Marth to keep them in bad locations and like places like they don't want to be, like the corner.
Right.
Um, And also for whatever reason, there was I think I'm not sure if you wrote this up or I can't remember if you did, but in the VOD, you were talking about like below like I think it was like 40 before you can actually do like pillar combos on Marth.
Yeah.
Um that you liked kind of doing some like up airs in situations where they're just like kind of like really high above you and like the worst case, they'll just like double jump, but then at that point they're still above you with no jump, which is even worse.
hmm
Um, and like I've been getting a lot of mileage out of up air, in part
Nice.
in situations where I can't pillar, and like it flows really well into like my combo game and getting like kills or just like really high value like punishes, which I think is pretty dope. But this set that I just or not or this game that I sent you was from a set that I played with my friend who's in like the MDVA area. They're from DC. I think I told you before like they're like really good. Um and I
What's
use
his
kind
name?
of his he goes by his first name Ahmad.
Oh, okay.
Um yeah. I don't think you've heard of him, but I think his last big not like big, but last like set performance was like ninth at like a Xanadu like 2 months ago or something like that. Or like 3 months ago. He's a good Marth player. And I kind of use him as like a benchmark of the stuff I've been trying to implement. And I think I did really well. I mean, he still beat me pretty handedly, but I think the areas that I were trying to work on were kind of showing. That was improving. I think that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Um,
I was just looking up his results while you were telling me that, and yeah, he definitely like all of his losses are people I recognize. Most of
yeah.
them, anyway. Yeah, that's awesome. So you feel like you've been making some progress.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, not too long ago, like literally before this call, I was playing a Marth, and I just kind of destroyed him on FD, and that felt real nice. And he was
Yeah,
like,
it's so funny how FD can like flip so quickly. If you just
"Yeah,
like learn a few laser positioning things, like focus on locking them
yeah,
down, and then suddenly it's like, wait, the FD's not that bad, and it still
yeah."
is when you get grabbed, but
It feels so bad when you get grabbed.
yeah,
And I would say he's like about the same like competency skill as like the first person I sent. So that felt real nice. Just like you know, literally watching yourself progress.
awesome.
Um,
So did you for sending this was your goal today sort of just to like iron out the remaining issues you had versus Marth or
yes, to iron out those issues, but also um, like misapplications of concepts
okay,
that
cool.
yeah,
No, that makes
like,
sense.
yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't consider myself a master of the matchup or anything like that. Um,
Yeah, I
but like,
mean, you I don't think anyone would consider them a master of any
yeah,
melee matchup, honestly.
Very true.
It's a very difficult game to get things pinned down because once you feel like you have it pinned down, that's sort of where you get caught slipping.
Hmm.
Like as soon as you, it happens to a lot of people where they become known. Like this happened to me because my only training partner for the longest time was a Marth. So I got like known as like the Marth Slayer or the Marth Master in
Yeah.
MDVA. Not like widely known, but like I had a
Mhm.
reputation for being strong against Marth. And that can sort
Yeah.
of like trigger this like ego thing in your head where you're like, oh, I don't lose to Marth. And like it might be true, but then it's just a matter of time before you run into a Marth and they
Yeah.
catch
He just has
you
your
in
number.
areas you're not prepared for. Yeah. So you just have to remember that when it does happen, but also like ride your ride your enjoyment of the matchup while you have a dominant position
Oh, of
in it. You
course.
know? Yeah,
I know. I know I'm gonna hit another wall that I'm gonna have to
for
try and
sure.
figure out.
Yeah, and
But
I think going through it now can also like help prevent how bad the crash is, right?
yeah.
That's another thing people do is they like once they have that sort of idea in their head that they're like good at a matchup, they just stop practicing. And like maybe like a pretty decent Marth player asks them to play, and they're like, "Oh, I don't need to practice for Marth. I figured that matchup out." But then like you go like a month without playing a Marth, and you're like, "Oh no, what's happening?"
Hmm.
But yeah, if you didn't have any specific questions, we can dive right in.
Um, I don't think so. And I want to say
Okay.
this set was yesterday, so it's like pretty fresh in my head. I was rewatching some of the games earlier today.
Okay. Cool.
Um, so yeah, we can get right into it.
Let me make sure it's recording. Just taking a second. I'm on OBS. Okay. Okay, I will say right off the bat, you have to be very careful at the beginning versus Marth, especially on Fod and Yoshi's, because of like
Uh-huh.
this runoff fair. I mean, I don't think he even did the fair, but you have to respect the fair
No.
so much, and like you're sort of like pinning yourself in a bad position, just like right off the bat because you didn't drop down in laser, or like
Hmm.
even if you drop down in laser, sometimes they'll like short hop off and they can drift all the way in, and it's actually really scary.
Yeah.
So you really want to contest middle at least enough that they feel like they can't just jump in and take all the stage at once, right?
Gotcha. So, so I've definitely encountered like everything you've said.
Mm-hmm.
Either I've tried to just like run off laser there, but you know I can get fared and
Yeah, I
also just
wouldn't
drop down
even.
laser.
Yeah, I would prefer drop down over runoff. Another thing you
Uh-huh.
can do is like if you think they're more likely to jump, you can do a short hop laser here and then drop through
Hmm.
laser. Because if he
Okay.
like runs off and tries to attack low, the laser into drop laser will still catch him in time.
Okay.
And if he like tries to short hop off, then the high laser will catch him, and then you get on the ground and you're like, okay, I'm fine here. But
Hmm.
it actually is like really important because one of Marth's weaknesses in this matchup should be his inability to approach, right?
Yeah.
But when you're forced to start on the platform, it can really handicap you because he's just like
Yeah.
faster at getting off of it, and yeah. So not much came from it, but this is definitely like something I really try to focus on.
Yeah. Whenever I play that match, that's like the one thing I'm like unsure of. Usually like the opening, like what you do in the opening against Marth, because sometimes I could do like the runoff or drop down laser. Sometimes people aren't ready for it. Sometimes they are. But with
Yeah.
like someone who I know is better and will probably just do the runoff fair or is expecting a laser or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what to do, so I just kind of wait till they're like down and then find somewhere I can like
Yeah, I definitely think it's
Yeah.
okay to be patient at the beginning, but
Yeah.
you have to cut off some option while you're being patient, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like even
Understood.
if it's just doing a short hop laser right here, and like yeah, he could just run off and then like get under you, but then you could like go to top plat or something. But if you
Okay.
let him just short hop into the center of the stage and cover everything, it feels really bad because it's
Uh
like
huh.
okay, well I can't go up because he can chase that or like double jump fair me. He's contesting me on side plat even, and yeah. So something I like to do occasionally is I'll like shield on. I'll like do a quick pivot into shield on the platform, and then wave dash off back air. That can sometimes contest them
Oh.
jumping in with fair.
Wait. Could you repeat that, please?
So imagine you like dash forward here. So you
Uh huh.
land, you do a quick dash hands forward. You could
Mhm.
even just like turn around, but it's better to be like closer to the edge of the plat. And then you do wave dash off back air. So you'd be standing like
Okay.
right here with your back to the center. And if you look at the way Marth just like jumps off, a lot of Marths, especially with the go in the way and everything, they'll just run right into a quick back air. So you can get
Oh,
like a
nice.
nice 15%, land safely, and then you'll usually
Sorry.
like retreat or maybe just dash dance so they don't
Uh huh.
CC grab you. So you have to worry about like CC grab, but usually Marths aren't like running off and then trying to CC grab right away.
Mhm.
But that's one way I've found that can be effective.
Oh,
And
yeah. I've
then
never thought of that.
yeah, it's pretty unconventional, um, and I think I try to do it on reaction because if the Marth just like waits there, then you could get blown up for it. So you have to be
Mhm.
pretty reactive with it. But a lot of Marths do love to just mindlessly go towards center because they have a giant sword and they feel like they're invincible. So that can
True.
be one way to stuff them, other than just using lasers. Lasers are the more conservative option where like you might end up right here at the beginning of the game, but it's not bad to like end up right here at the beginning if you have a laser out. So
Okay.
yeah, I'd recommend the laser route and then watch for people who like short hop or even some will like waveland across top plat.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's weird. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
it.
But like the top plat, ultimately he's too high up to actually be threatening you. So you have
Mhm.
to not mind game yourself with like if he's wave landing off with a fair or something, you have to know like this is the danger area and you can get underneath and contest him there.
Okay.
And like sure he could down air you, but then he's playing like a risky game. It's almost like when he's respawning, how sometimes you want to shield underneath, and if you're
Mhm.
shielding behind him, let's say this was the drop down from the respawn platform, so and he's at the
Mhm.
same position. If you shield behind him, there's not much he can do. He can like dare or back air to hit you, but those moves aren't going to lead into a grab if you block, right? You could roll away, you could usually full hop, and then some Marths will do like an aerial into immediate up tilt or turnaround up tilt, trying to catch you. But then that loses really hard to just shield or even roll. We'll still escape there. So
Okay.
yeah, and you can see like the thing you did was short hop off into the center, which was like very risky. You didn't have any sort of protection. So it's like if you're going to do that, you might as well do that at the beginning, right?
Uh huh.
It's like you're risking getting hit by basically anything there,
Yeah.
and so you might as
Extremely
well
vulnerable.
begin the game with like a double laser strat if that's what you were gonna do. But I wouldn't really recommend that. Just like to highlight how risky it was. Okay, overcommitted a little there.
Yeah.
So as soon as you hit them off, you want to be thinking like where could their double jump go? It's pretty uncommon for Marth to recover high, but I think since he's still like at a fairly low percent, this isn't a
Mm.
situation where like if he's at 120, double jump in here, which is what he does. Even with you like way out of position, that would still be pretty risky, right? Because then you grab ledge and maybe now you're like back airing him on the platform. So at a higher percent, Marths won't really do that, but you shouldn't get out of position in the first place.
Okay.
So just another thing to think about is like, uh, yeah, I mean that's the main thing. It's just like the timing that you jumped out at made it really hard to cover this double jump. And maybe if
Should
you had
I?
shine salt earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if I like drifted back in my jump or shine stalled earlier, couldn't I have like tried to bait out the double jump in and then he'd be like,
What was the first thing you said? If you just
if I
short
like,
hop out?
yeah, if I hopped out but I like didn't drift as far out and
Mm-hmm.
then like jumped back onto stage and did that or do that early shine stall like you
So I think
suggested.
if you're talking about like if
Um,
you short hopped out to here,
yeah, just to try and like if I like can bait
yeah, I
the
think the problem with
jump.
that is it doesn't cut off his angle to ledge as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So you see, like if Marth wants to just drift to ledge and threatens fair the whole way down, being like
Mm-hmm.
like you have to be here. If he didn't have a jump, you were positioned perfect, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you're
Yeah.
cutting off his path to the ledge, and you can double jump bear in a way where, well, you went too far down, but
Mm-hmm.
like if you did the shine stall double jump turnaround bear here, you can see like the angle of your bear. Do you do one? Oh, you don't do one because he wasn't near. But the angle of your
I
bear
think I went to
is
the
so
ledge.
good versus forward air. So you just didn't account for the double jump first. And this is something, it came up on the most recent Bird Talk with Ginger and Squid. I don't know if you listened to those.
I do. I actually listened to an
Do you
episode
remember?
today.
Did you listen to the most recent one? They talked
I'm
about
pulling up
Mango and
YouTube.
Falcon.
How long ago was it? Hold on, I'm pulling
It
up.
was like
I'm just
two
gonna
weeks
pull it
ago.
up.
Yeah. They talked about Mango versus Captain Falcon, like the whole time. Specifically S2J.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I did. I did watch
I
that
think it
one.
was towards the end, so maybe you didn't get to that part. But Squid mentioned a part where he's like, he talked about how f- people like want to flowchart their edge guards, but it's so insanely complicated in melee just because of how many different options there are. Even for a character like Marth who doesn't have a ton of tools, like all he has is side B, double jump, up B, and like air dodge. But
Mm-hmm.
like even with just a few simple options like that, the number of options that can like branch out compounds very quickly. So it's like, oh, if
Yes,
you
I do remember Squid talking about that.
yeah, so he
I was
said,
listening to it like at work, so I was kind
gotcha.
of half hearing it.
Yeah, that's what I do. so but yeah, so he said he tries to simplify it in like, okay, first thing I'm gonna cover the double jump. And then
Hmm.
like versus Marth, maybe the second thing is cover the side B stall. And then the third thing is cover the up B. And if you sort of prioritize things that way, and that's your quote unquote flow chart,
Flowchart.
like it's a very vague flow chart, but it can give you a good general idea of like what you should be thinking about. So like
Hmm.
if double jump was your first priority here, then you wouldn't have jumped out and shined like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So I think that's a great approach to edge guarding in general, but also like versus Marth specifically, covering his double jump is so huge, especially at 45. That's another thing to think about. Um,
Hmm.
Sometimes there are moments where like you just want to go for the hit, and if you whiff, but he has to do a slower recovery, you're fine with that, and you'll just like take the chance. Um,
Hmm.
but at 45, you're really not going to get much unless you force his up B, and the only way you're forcing the up B when he's this close is to take care of his double jump first. And that could either mean like threatening the double jump right here, so he double jumps and then goes straight down, or he drops down and then double jumps low. But you have to force that double jump out first. And you can see like the way you jump, it just isn't covering it.
Hmm.
And like if you had just waited slightly to do this, it might have been better. But he's like up so high, and you delayed the shine way more than I would have. Oh no.
Yeah, I tried to get top
Is
plat,
that just
but
from the overcommitment?
yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Oh, you dashed away.
Yeah, it was because the up air missed, and then I knew he was slightly like he was just gonna run off the
Well,
platform.
I was just saying that the dash away was good, but then you didn't. I would be thinking like whiff punish this,
Yeah.
you know, because. So this is another thing I've been noticing from a lot of players I've been coaching. So they'll dash back in situations where their gut clearly tells them the opponent's going to approach, right? So like right here, you know this Marth is going to attack you,
Yeah, every day of the
right?
week.
So if you know that in your like heart of heart, even if you don't know 100% because you can't react or read him
Hmm.
with psychic abilities or anything, but like if
Yeah.
that's your prediction, then then after you do the stash back, I think you should always be looking for the whiff punish, right?
Yeah.
The only alternative I would say is like you could hedge your bets and say like, oh, I think he might attack with an F smash instead, and then you sort of dash back and shield. That can be a good way to cover the grab, which I
Hmm.
think maybe we went over. I tell that to most of my students about Marth. You can you can dash back to avoid the grab and then shield right after to protect yourself from dash attack or a running F
Oh, from
smash.
running S smash. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
If you did,
so
I don't remember, but noting that
yeah, I
now.
was trying to check my notes from last time, but well, at least we're going over it now. So yeah,
Yeah.
when you're in these like ambiguous positions, I think it's a really good option coverage because then you can imagine like you dash back to dodge the grab, you shield just in case he dash attacks or F smashes, and then on reaction to the grab, you could like wave dash back in, and maybe you don't get a true whiff punish if you're wave dashing in, but you can at least shine pressure him and stuff.
Hmm.
But and just in general, whenever you're dashing back, think about or not even think about like focus visually on the opponent as you dash back. So if he whiffs something like this, you actually get a punish because this is an outplay in my mind. But then
Yeah.
it seemed like you jumped because you were I don't want to say panicking, but
No, I was panicking. You're right.
yeah, it's just well,
Uh,
it didn't
like
seem like panicking because you were like because you were correct. So you kind of just
that's true.
retreated too much with like the dashful hop, and it was like a little unnecessary. I did something very similar versus Hungrybox actually. It was pretty funny. I was like in the corner, and I was just like, I know he's going to grab me here. I'm just gonna dash jump away, but but like it's obviously preferable not to do that,
Mm.
especially at 9%. You know,
Yeah.
because like you can afford to scrap a little in that scenario.
Hmm.
Nice. Okay, there's the uppers.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one. So he is at the pillar percent. So let's see. You want to always make sure you're not giving up opportunity for jump shine. But I think he's ledge
Since I
canceling.
was, yeah, and also just because I'm like directly under him, I felt like the up air was a good option.
Yeah,
Just
I
just like
think it
on
was.
reaction.
I just wanted to double check. If he was like landing in the center, I'd say definitely go for the jump shine.
Hmm.
Um, at least as long as you can confirm he's like doing an aerial landing, because that's like a pretty clean whiff punish you can get. And it should feel like a really bad position for Marth, but I think if he gets away with it, just an up air, um, you're not taking full advantage. But that one I definitely agree with. And then we see it coming up again here. So you kind of just were like preemptively doing this one. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel like this one we could have been with punishing.
Then I get the shield poke here.
So it's sort of the same idea as the first thing, the dash away in the corner, where I feel like if you are watching him and I can tell by like what you're going for, you know what he's going to do. He's gonna like land on the platform with a fair, but
Yeah.
you're like challenging with up air instead of knowing exactly what you want to with punish with, which is in this case a shine.
Yeah.
Or you could even like shine turnaround or like do some sort of turnaround and back air. Even that would be acceptable because then you're pushing him off stage. But the general um, idea of like what you want to look for, you either want to look for a combo starter or look to push him off stage, right?
Yeah.
And the up air that you did there, you can see by that up air that this, even if you hit an up air here, it's probably not going to do either of those. Like maybe it
Yeah.
pops him up and you get like another up air or something, but it's not likely to lead to some 60 damage combo into kill or lead into an edge guard. That one I like. Poke the shield. Nice. I could tell it was going to hit too. That was beautiful. Love the
Thanks.
invol. The dash through. Let's go. A little brave with that laser. He's still invincible.
Yeah.
But it was
It
good,
was.
like, based on his movement. He just was still invincible, unfortunately. Let's see, how many frames early was that? Oh, he's still invincible for a bit. Okay. Don't mind that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the audio stuttered a little bit.
it stuttered.
Oh, rather like the audio was ahead of what I was seeing on the stream.
Oh, okay.
But I see that it's paused now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now we're good.
I was just gonna say, so another thing we might have talked about, you want to nair Marth out of the air and dare when he's on the ground. Obviously
Yeah.
here you can't like know, but especially when you're doing early down airs, I sympathize with this because I do early down airs a lot, but I also hate myself for them. So I think
I hate myself for them too.
yeah. So I think you should, if you're ever doing the early down airs, you should really like try to catch yourself. Even early nairs are like questionable, but at least the nair feels like you're trying to catch them out of the air. Whereas like if you're doing an early down air, it's like, well, you're not trying to catch him out of the air, and he's not within range yet. So it's like, what are you really doing it for?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because if you had done a nair there, you probably scoop him out of the air and shine. Love the wave dash in. Oh.
I try to get the like push them off the ledge and then get the shine. I tried to do that, but I didn't input my
right
shine
there?
in time. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I think that was just because of his animation. He was like still walking around. Oh, he spot dodged. Yeah, that's annoying. That's actually a thing that can happen. I've
well, either way, I didn't even
theorized doing
input
that on
shine.
purpose when people are trying to push me off. I want to start doing spot dodge so they like run off and shine during my spot dodge, and then I shine after. Like in Falco days or something. It'd be crazy, but I haven't tried it yet. It's hard to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have an unsafe drop down right here. It looked like you messed up though, because you just empty landed.
A little bit, because I think my brain was recovering. It's like, why didn't I press B when I dropped down? Like,
yeah.
And then, yeah, my brain just lagged a little bit.
Yeah, so I guess all I would say for that is if you have one of those like brain lag moments, that's not a position where you want to be fighting Marth, right?
Yeah, not at all.
Like maybe you have a brain lag versus Fox and your gut tells you to just scrap with him, and that can sometimes be okay. But versus Marth, that's almost never the case, right? You never want to like go from mistake into attack. At least, I mean, you don't want to say never, but you have to be much more careful about that kind of autopilot versus Marth. Oh, you had him. Okay, you actually could have wiggled out here. That's why I say that. So you're
right
out
here?
of, yeah, if you have time to double jump, it means you're out of stun. So you could either like wiggle out or shoot a laser right before you land so the laser doesn't even come out. But if you did that, you would have been able to get a shine. Or like a short hop dare into shine. But I mean, you got the down air anyway. But you can see now it's like a little worse.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I also think if you had done a later dare, you can probably do like a runoff shine before he falls to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just being like, he's like kind of recovering from his up B though. So. I mean, this has all been really good. I'm just sort of like picking out what I see. Okay. Let's just mistime that. Yeah.
Yeah. We've been playing a lot, so he knows I've been like trying to catch on to the slide off, and he's just like, no, I'm not even gonna give you.
Which slide off?
Or like, hold on.
This one?
No. When he kills me is what I'm.
Oh,
so
you're
when
gonna
I'm
slide
on
off DI when he F smashed you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can just react to the tipper. I think it's like kind of difficult, but with all the hit lag, it like becomes possible.
So when I get tippered there, do I just like try and ASDI down, or?
No, I would have just reacted to the tipper. Like me personally, I'm like 99% sure I would react to that tipper and live. Just like DI all the way up into the corner. Especially when you're rolling in, like.
I thought you were trying to say like get like an OMS attack or something. I don't know.
No. I don't think it would be possible. Also, here's that same situation where he's ferrying onto the platform.
Hmm.
You do have to be careful about the fair poking below. Let me see. So like if he spaces it a little differently, you can like sometimes get caught. Yeah, like that. That can sometimes catch you. So be careful about
Gotcha.
that. But if you like, oh my god, if you wait until he's like landing, as soon as he lands, the hitbox disappears. That's like the key thing. And then you
Okay.
could jump up. You could have just jumped and shined him here, right?
Hmm.
Like see how you had time, or
Oh
like
yeah.
you have to be pretty careful with that though because you don't want to. If you shine a shield and then you get shield drop up air, it feels bad.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful about trying to whiff punish it, and that's why I recommend like I actually like just staying underneath and poking with short hop bear. So you are going for the up air here, which probably would have poked if you like did it at
I
a normal
spaced it.
timing.
Yeah.
Um, this is a new thing I started doing, relatively new. But slide off the iron when you're in corner situations like this, and you're like
Hmm.
in a scrap. So I would just hold C stick down, and this has been really useful for me. It's useful anytime you're like in the corner and you think people are going to hit you and there's not a likely chance of avoiding it. So like after you whiff this up air, just hold
Hmm.
C stick down, and even if you DI in, like just the ACI alone would make this stick to the ground. And even if you DI'd in, you would still probably get sent far enough. Because like, look, you did DI in and you went this far, right?
Yeah.
So you went all the way to the ledge. But if all you changed about that was that you did ASDI down, you would have slid the ledge here.
Okay.
And it makes a big difference. It's really useful for Sheik too, where she's like, she'll be like F tilting and jabbing my shield in the corner, and if I
Yep,
try to
that's what
like,
sheets do.
yeah, if I try to like wave dash out shine, um, let's say I like wave dash out shine and get jabbed, and then I'm like, oh shit, here comes the F tilt, because like what else is she gonna do? She's gonna do like F tilt or up tilt. Um, she's not likely to just uh, short hop up and try to fair me. So I'll just like hold C stick down, and then if I happen to get hit by those moves, I just slide the ledge, and it makes a huge difference to slide the ledge as opposed to get popped up.
Hmm.
But yeah, let me see. I'll try to explain how you can react to this. So you're rolling in. Um, Now you said you were going for slide off. I think even if you hold ACI down, sort of like what I was just saying for that position, the ASDI down is not really related to your trajectory DI, so you don't have to worry if you like say you ASDI down in case he up airs here. You can still like ACI down, hold left, and then on reaction to the tipper, uh, DI properly, and you can even keep holding ACI down. It won't matter that much. Let's
Okay.
see. So I'm gonna try and pick a frame when I think it's like reactable. Like even this early, I feel like it's pretty reactable that
Yeah,
he's F
I
smashing, right?
agree.
So
Uh,
one, oh sorry.
yeah, I have a question about
Yeah, sure.
like the DI here. So would I be DIing um like up here or like
Up and in.
what up and in? Okay.
Yeah. So if you're ever not sure, I would recommend using I need data. Do you ever use that,
I've
or have
played around
you
with it like
seen it
years
before?
ago. I
Okay.
have seen it before.
So if you do, well, I'm not gonna like set it up now, but you can pick Marth F smash, pick like the tipper hit, and then put
Oh,
Falco.
yeah, I forgot you can do that there.
Yeah, and you don't even have to like position it exactly how you are here, the right percent. Like the
Hmm.
main thing you want to look for is the trajectory. So you can see like what trajectory you get sent at with no DI, and then using the little DI control stick on the right, if you see that part, you can like go through the different DIs and you'll see your trajectory change with each DI. And the
Okay.
dark gray areas are the dead zones near the cardinals. So if you DI, this is like between where Firefox notches would be. So um, any DI you do slightly to the left or right of either of any of the cardinals won't have any effect. But I think for Tipper, most moves send it a 45, or at least a lot of moves do because they're Sakurai angles. which
Uh-huh.
means like a lot of moves like I think pretty much like all the quote unquote normal aerials like nair, back air, with spacies. What else is probably that? Um, I don't want to say any that aren't probably like Mario Nair is probably a Sakurai angle. Um, but and then even a lot of other moves like smash attacks are either 45 or near it. But yeah, the easiest way is just to see your trajectory and then DI perpendicular. So if you go, let's say you go up all the way to this corner, then you would rotate it 90 degrees towards the direction you want to live.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same for AMS attacking. That's how you would AMS attack this, is down and away. So if you've ever wondered why you use down and away for AMS attacking, or if you use down, you want to start using down and away to like maximize your chance.
Okay.
But I'm not sure you could even AMS attack this because you're on the edge of the platform.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have anything to tech on.
Attack on. Yeah.
But yeah, as
Okay.
far as reacting to this is frame 1, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
Plenty of
17.
time.
So we'll say like it's comfortably 13 or 14 frames, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and like you can get visual reaction up to like 11. That's what I've gotten
Mm-hmm.
on Uncle Punch, just sitting there trying to roll react to Fox Shine. But especially when you're rolling in and you know they have to F smash at a certain timing, that'll all make it easier to react to. And if you're playing on CRT, the sound of the tipper might even help. I'm not sure if that's faster than reacting visually. Probably not.
I believe auditory stimuli is faster than visual.
Yeah, I definitely know that it's faster, but the issue is the tipper comes so much later than the startup
Oh,
of the F
gotcha.
smash that you can react to. So
Gotcha.
I don't think the audio would help you in this scenario. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, this is important just because you can DI for combos all the time and then start DIing F smashes on reaction. And this is like as early in the F smashes you're gonna get hit too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, let me see. So this is the first. Yeah, it's literally the first frame F smash comes out. So
Gotcha.
if you're like, um, if you are right here getting tippered, you have even more time to react, right? You'll have like 4 more frames.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely. Anytime you miss the eye on F smash, like go back and see, maybe like turn on your inputs and see how late you were. So like right there, even imagine how much better you are in this situation if you don't get tippered, or if you don't know
Yeah.
DI the tipper. Okay, let's go back to when you respawned. Drop down.
Should I
Good attack.
that tipper on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be better for like? Should I like OMS attack that, or I don't think I should like up and in that one because I'm at like low percent.
Um, I would I would never go for the Amsa tech unless I knew I was dead otherwise.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
that's not true. If I'm like going all the way across the stage, sometimes I do it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess as like a general rule, you might be in like a slightly worse position at the end. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you, um, I mean we can't use that, but let's say you get F smash on the ground and you check
Oh,
roll
like
all
a
the way
little.
to the corner, you're going to be able to
Okay.
let chop double laser before he gets over there, and it's really nice. But if
Okay.
you get sent up here and you live, um, as long as you're living, like you might have to recover, which is like the only negative part about dying that way.
I was talking about the second F smash. I don't know
Second
if
F
we're.
smash. Right
Yeah,
here.
the F smash. Yeah.
When I don't even know if you could. Well, I guess you could. You're getting knocked down. I don't know that
Yeah.
there's any
Basically, I
way to
just want to
prepare
know.
for it.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Did you miss attack or something? Yeah. You could have. That would have been crazy, but um, oh, well, actually, you should just slide off if that's what you're thinking. I
Okay.
think you can slide off. I haven't tested that. I
Yeah,
wonder if
sometimes
you
I'll
could.
just get like F smashed, like a Randy F smash in neutral,
Yeah,
and
I don't
uh,
know because that one's a tipper, and I feel like it's hard to stay grounded when you get tippered. But I've
gotcha.
also
Okay.
never done seasick down and then down and away on the control stick and not teched. I always go for the tech versus tippers. So yeah, that's something to think about. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'd rather just like get the good DI and like tech in place real quick because
Okay.
he's not going to be able to follow up on it. So yeah, maybe consider going for a grab in this respawn though. I mean, it's the first one, or I guess it's not the first one. I don't remember the other one, but or at least do like a late aerial. Because if you can space a late aerial on him, then he can't wave dash out like this. That's what
Yeah.
Marths are always going to want to do. And when you do the aerial that early, you can't even shine. I think you try to, right? Maybe you don't, because like you can even see that like there's no point in trying to shine.
Hmm.
You tried to wave shine or something.
No, I think I just wave dashed
Oh,
away.
okay. Yeah, I would go for a second attack or like an approaching laser after you miss the first one. But I mean, you eventually do it. So I like the dash dance. Yeah, the aerial's a little early, and you can see he's like comfortable wave dashing out versus that, right? He's just like, oh
Yeah.
okay, thanks. And like even if you hit him with the up tilt, like maybe he like ACI down. He does ACI down by coincidence because he's like wave dashing. That'll happen a lot. Ooh, nice back air. Grab that ledge. Oh no.
Yeah, I remember it specifically in this uh position. I just got flustered. I was like, I couldn't get myself to turn my character around to like wave dash to the ledge.
Yeah, I just
I
use
don't know
shine
why.
turnaround because I feel like that's very consistent and also very quick. Do you ever do
Okay.
that?
I've done it like I tried making that like a staple
Mm-hmm.
before like when I was like way worse. This was like years ago. Um but because of my like because I was just like kind of new-ish, I stopped doing it because when I
You were
was
just
doing
flubbing.
it and yeah, when I would flub it in tournaments, so I'm like, okay, what's the point if I can't even do it when it counts?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely think the goal is to just like practice it though.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially
right.
now, it seems like you're good enough that you could consistently do it. And you don't even have to do it fast, right? Like if you try and
Mhm.
do a really quick shine turnaround, maybe you get stuck in shine.
Oh, you know what it was? I think back then I was like a it's like a Fox Falco dual main. I was
Oh,
very
okay.
cringe.
So your
But
jump squat was like messing you up.
yeah, and I did it a lot during like when I was playing as Fox, I would just like run and then like running shine turn around
Hmm.
wave dash grab the ledge. But then sometimes I'll just like side beat or something, just die for no reason.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely good here. The only other thing I do, I'll sometimes do like if I'm on a platform, let's say I was on top plat, I think the fastest way to grab it is actually to like full hop reverse laser and then drop down. That's like a wonky one I've been doing for a while now, but
Oh,
it's
you know,
actually
I've done that before. It's
yeah,
pretty
it's
funny. I
actually
do.
pretty quick. And then if I'm on the ground though, I'll just do like a approaching like I'll dash short hop and reverse laser and then ledge cancel. Those
Ah,
are like the optimal ones I do. But when you have plenty of time like this, I mean, you could even just roll and then short
yeah,
hop the
just roll for that.
ledge. But shine
Yeah.
turnaround's a good one to have in your pocket. Yeah. But you can see, like, again, if we prioritize double jump during the edge guard, like, we don't let
Hmm.
him get away with this ever. And then after you messed up, this is, again, that thing where, remember when you messed up on the top plat and then you just immediately, like, drop down? This
Yeah.
is sort of the same vein where, like, you totally botch the edge guard. That's when you
Yeah.
give up and you position right here and just laser because you still have Marth in the
Yeah.
corner, right? It's still a great
Yeah.
position. But
Hmm.
instead, we're like jumping off. It's like, oh my god, this is so scary. Okay, take laser fair. How have you felt against take laser fair this time?
Say that again?
Versus take laser fair, what he does here, where he gets hit by a laser and then fairs. Have you
Uh-huh.
had any success like trying to counter that, or did we not go
Um,
over that?
I think we did, but I haven't. I don't. Rather, if I have done anything in this match to like counter it,
Okay,
probably was unconscious. Um, or
sure.
like I don't know.
I mean, it's
I didn't
hard.
really think. I haven't really thought about it too
Okay,
much now that
I'll
you
just
brought it
go
up.
over that real
So.
quick. So the general idea is you have two options when you do this laser. You
Mhm.
can, as you're shooting it, you want to be reacting to Marth because you're locked into this laser at this point, right?
Yeah.
So you have nothing better to do other than like, I guess you kind of want to focus on your fastball timing. But other than that, you're just like staring at Marth, trying to tell what's going to happen so you can hit confirm as quickly as possible. So at this point, you should be 100% certain your laser is going to hit him, right? Even though
Yeah.
you haven't even shot it yet. And being able to hit confirm that early means you can, like, as soon as you land, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should be dash nairing him like 100% of the time for that specific laser. Because, like, like, as you're shooting it, you're like, okay, I can confirm that it's going to hit. And then, like, you've had even more frames, so you're only actionable now, but you've had, like, 8 frames to react to him getting hit by the laser effectively.
Mhm.
Because you can react to him getting hit by it before it happens.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, you can tell the laser's going to hit, and then you just commit to like the dash nair. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be the dash jump, which you actually did, I think. I wasn't paying attention to what you were actually doing. And then you need 4 frames to get nair out. So one, two,
Bring
three,
one for
four,
a dare.
five. Yeah. So the dare you can see like the dare isn't going to hit as far as the nair. Like the nair,
Yeah.
it wouldn't hit yet, but that's another thing to like react to while you're lasering is how far away is he? Should I dash for like 3 frames maybe? But you can see like if you had naired, you probably hit this, right? Like it probably
Yeah.
stuffs him right there, or at the very least it trades. But nair is much
Mhm.
better when you're trying to cover horizontal space,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
especially for whiff punishes as well. Like you can get some cool stuff like dare into mistech, and then maybe you like down tilt KO or dash attack, and then you KO off the dash attack pop up. But
Mhm.
neutrals usually, or neutral air is usually better for winning neutral situations, or like situations where you're both fighting. Crazy slide off. But yeah, the other alternative after you do this, so let's say you're not ready to react for whatever reason, or it's ambiguous if he's going to jump over. Maybe you shot a low laser by accident, and you're like, okay, maybe he jumps over this laser and hits me. The other thing you can do is sort of just like, well, I mean, if you think he's going to hit you, then you would just shield. But let's say you think his nair is going to fall short of that, and he's going to be spacing right in your face. You would shoot another laser to contest his landing, and then work from there. Like play another laser mix up. Maybe you can laser as he lands and he gets hit, and then he goes for an up tilt to protect himself. If you just stand there and wait out the up tilt, then you punish him.
Yeah.
Or if he's gonna just shield because he's afraid, then you can shuffle at him, and you won't like true whiff punish, but you can at least initiate shield pressure. So those are like the two main options I would go with.
Okay.
Okay. Good attempt. He's gonna grab you sometimes.
Yeah.
I do like roll here. Like if you're dashing around, adding in a roll can be very disorienting. Because most people don't expect rolls when you're moving around. I've
I think
noticed that.
since we have like a history of playing together, so
Mm-hmm. You have a whole
I've
meta.
done roles before. Yeah, we kind of our own thing.
Have you
So
ever done rolls out of dash dancing?
um, yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
at least you like have that in your toolkit. It just didn't work out this time.
Mhm.
Oh, that reminds me of the other drop down you did before. Like whenever you're out of the
Yeah.
Marth combo, the priority is like get to a safe position. So in this case, it would be
Yeah.
top plat, or
Hmm.
maybe even like waveland away and get to side plat.
Hmm.
Um, the goal is not to like reversal him unless you can confirm you're going to get it. But like he's actionable now.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh no.
I know. It
Tried to
felt
bear.
so sad. It didn't come out.
Yeah. So what might have actually happened is you did it like the frame you landed or something, and then
Yeah.
so like you had already C-sticked, and then
Hmm.
you're still doing the L cancel. I've had that
Yep. I
happen.
just healed immediately
Yeah.
because I'm
Oh
holding.
no.
No.
Yeah, I feel like this is another situation. We had that like over here too, where you sort of like panicked after you upbeat. You have so much time to punish this.
Hmm.
I mean, that was like a wonky way for it to go bad, but
Try to get Randall doesn't work.
wait, what?
I said try to get Randall over here and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately you shouldn't recover from this no matter what, so it's
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
I think here I might get a little impatient, which is something I am working on, but you know.
I'll say once he's past you, or like once you crossed him up, so you go for this laser read to hopefully catch him retreating into the corner. Once you're in this position, you 100% know he's retreating, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
like, I guess it's possible he dashes towards you to be like super tricky or like jumps, but 99% of the time you'll see the Marth just like dash away or wave dash away or even roll away. So I would definitely follow it up with another approaching laser.
Okay, yeah, to
Just
catch
because
the
like
dash.
you're never gonna when you're behind him, it's like why would you ever aerial from the corner when Marth is in front
He's so
of you?
slippery.
Yeah. Like if you weren't invincible, that's like actually a better mix-up than when you are invincible. Because if you weren't invincible here, then maybe he wants to attack you. But he has no reason to like ever do any sort of zoning attack here when you're invincible. So he's just gonna run away. So maybe just like remind yourself when you're respawning, just like, okay, he's only going to run away from me for the next few seconds, and that might help you pin him down more.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
'Cause,
way
like,
to
I
think
think
about
if you
it.
come in with that mentality, like right here, there's no way you down air. Like you know, okay, he's gonna wave dash away or dash away. Yeah, that's the classic Marth into lose neutral by whiffing this terrible aerial, and then he gets to dash away. So you just have to accept like you can't true with punish most things he does.
Yeah, yeah.
Just settle for the laser, or like even just a dash dance would be okay. So imagine you like he does this, and then you sort of like dash dance right here. You do have to be careful about up tilt, but not so much at 0. So like wait for him to dash away, and then you can like maybe come back in and attack when he's coming back in or something.
Oh, sorry, just watching Marth's grab range is
Oh yeah, I hate it.
so sad.
That wasn't even like very far spaced either. I've seen some terrible ones. Okay, love that. Laser as he lands. Let's see. I feel like you're not comfortable after this though. So like you get the good laser spacing that we want, right? You're right outside of up tilt range. I love being at that distance because you don't have to like dash dance around for up tilt. You can just be like, okay, if he up tilts, I'm gonna just destroy him. He can't really approach. Like maybe he could do YOLO F smash to call out no aerial or whatever, but
Yeah.
normally they're just gonna retreat. And then if they retreat, you can like get a laser out, and they can't reasonably dash back in and punish you. That's another reason I like this distance. But then he'd like you commit to jumping in. But do you see what I mean when I say like this doesn't cover anything?
Yeah.
Like what is
A laser
Marth
that
going to
would've
do
been
that
so
this
much better.
empty short hop covers? So like you're not gonna if he does take laser up tilt, you're getting hit. If he does take laser dash forward, he's going under you. If he does take laser dash back, he's avoiding you. So I feel like if he shields, then you're just like short hopping above him when you could have like grabbed or something. So I think there are a lot of positions after you laser their landing like this where you have to make sure you're playing a meaningful mix-up. So either like lasering again to take his stage, that's like a good default. So you shoot one laser on his landing, shoot another one, so when he dashes back, you take stage, and then you can start to push him towards the corner. Or he does like a zoning aerial. Let's say you do a second laser and he does an up tilt instead. Maybe you like cancel his up tilt lag and you have him in the same position. So you have to be careful not with punishing those things if you like cancel his lag. And that's like the purpose of a dash dance there. Did I lose you with that explanation? I know it was all over the place.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so yeah, like you could just dash dance there, or even just stand still to wait out the up tilt. That's why waiting is really powerful here. Waiting or just shooting another laser right away are both really good.
Yeah, I know like earlier in this set and like recently the past like Marth matchups I've had, I've been like when I'm in like kind of scrap situations kind of like this, I'll do like I'll like shine their shield and then just like full wave dash behind them. Or if I'm already behind them, I'll just like full wave dash like away and then just like stand there and then punish whatever they try to do like out of it.
Yeah, because whenever you have him in a position where he's not likely to pick an aggressive option, I think those are the times where waiting can be really powerful. Because the way to beat Marth dash attack is not to. I mean, the conventional wisdom is to like, oh, I should overshoot or approaching laser to beat the dash back, but there are a lot of risks that come with that. Like you're relying heavily on the read, whereas if you just stay still and like sort of soft read it with another laser, sure, it's not as good as getting the approaching laser on the dash back, but it's still really good. So yeah, just imagine if you like had just lasered here after the first laser. So you laser, and then imagine you shoot another laser. He gets hit like right here, and then you can move forward very easily. Maybe like a half approaching laser to pin him even further. And like once Marth gives up that space, you have to also keep in mind it's way harder for him to get it back, right? It's not like a fox who can just fucking running shine at you at any point or running up smash you. Marth really struggles to like move forward with a hitbox. Oh no. That's a classic. Just like full hop aerial that puts you in a bad position. Even though it hits. Like you can see like he's like very close to being able to up air, and that's exactly what he was thinking. And it's like now we're in hell because we were in the advantage position and gave it up.
Yeah.
So I like the waveland. I think when you're here, just shielding and being patient is good. Because the only way he hits you is to like waveland grab, which you can pretty much react to, right?
Yeah.
And especially at 27, like if you, let's say he goes for the waveland and you just like roll. And then the general counter to like people spot dodging or rolling when Marth goes to waveland grab is to like waveland then drop up air instead. But at 27 it won't even be that devastating, especially on the top plat. So you should think of this as a pretty safe position. It's just it's not one you want to stay in long term because like he can poke at you with up airs and stuff. But as far as like trying to immediately move, it's scarier to move immediately than just chill there for a second. Because you can see like as soon as you try to move, then he catches you. If he does this fair and you're just shielding, like you're fine. You either are still on top plat, maybe you have to shield one more aerial by him, or maybe you even get pushed to the side plat and are in a better position. So yeah, another S smash with no DI. Do you ever do the get up in place?
Oh, I remember you telling me with like the because like it's very predictable that people will like land.
Well, everyone just
one
rolls
side.
towards center. Yeah.
Yeah, roll to the center, and you were telling me to just spot dodge there, and Mars their brains will melt. But no, I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, for this one, I would definitely roll. Let me think. I think I would pretty much always roll in for this one because you're only at 40. Like F smash isn't going to kill you. Even with no DI, it doesn't kill you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Yeah, that makes a big difference being able to DI that. Because if you DI this, you basically like land on side plat. Like the difference is really big. Okay. Do you see how that's the same laser spacing?
Let me see again.
See the spacing you're at? Boom. You hit this laser. And like, what's your percentage chance of hitting Marth with an aerial here?
Low?
Approximately 0. Because like, so what would Marth do that would get hit by laser into aerial? What are some options? Well, I guess just list some options that Marth might do after this laser.
Dash back.
Mm-hmm. That's like the go-to.
Yeah. Probably do like jab or F tilt, maybe, or fair.
Jab or F tilt. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. I guess maybe I've seen.
I was just thinking of just. I was just thinking of fast option.
The other common one I see is up tilt.
Oh yeah.
Like anytime they're in a bad position, Marth will just throw out up tilt because like it will basically kill you in this position if you get hit by it, and it's also really tricky to avoid. And then the probably third most common is shield, right? So with those 3 being the most common, you can see like laser into aerial doesn't beat any of those.
Yeah.
And that's the reason Marth is choosing those 3 options, because they want to beat this option all the time. So, and like you don't even get punished for it because you did like a weird drift. You like did no momentum on the dash. Let me see. Did you just shoot in place? No, you dashed. You just pulled back really hard, which is good that you did that. But it's like, why engage in that mix-up at all?
Yeah, why even do it in the
like
first
if
place?
he's just gonna dash back and go for a dash hands grab, we'll just laser twice and then he's pinned here. And then if you want to play that when he's in the corner and has no options, maybe then you want to like think about it. So it's not like bad to do this aerial and try to bait out the dash hands grab. That's something I do, but I would use it sparingly, much more sparingly than just lasering twice, right? Just let at least until he beats your laser twice. So like if I were playing a Marth that like every time they got hit here, they're like doing what you said with like jab or F tilt or something, or like actually F smashing like a crazy person, then I would do like more dash back, maybe like a proactive shield, or actually call them out and just do laser into immediate aerial. If they're doing the slower options like F smash, or I don't know what else they would do after laser here that would get hit by aerial. Let me think. They could shield and then maybe a late aerial would start some shield pressure, but then it's like I feel like you're doing an early aerial anyway, right? So he could have just shielded as well. So yeah. Let me think. Was there something else I was gonna say? Oh, there's the up tilt.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Marth actually that up tilt? I was like trying to remember if it had happened. But yeah, imagine this is the same spacing, right? So it's like one shuffle distance spacing is where this all happens, because that's where the shuffle is a threat. So he thinks you're going to come in after, he goes for the up tilt, but we're not punishing. And it's just like, why did we retreat? If you retreat because you thought he would dash attack, fair enough. Like, as long as you're ready to punish the dash attack, then I think that's fine. But I don't think he's done any. Not only has he not done take laser dash attack, he hasn't done any sort of option that is similar to that. So you can kind of lump options together, where like maybe they do take laser jab. I'd say a Marth that does take laser jab is more likely to pick take laser up tilt as their next option than like take laser dash attack or take laser dash back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because they're both sort of like take laser into zoning move thing. That's like the general strategy. And they have different tools for that strategy, but the strategy is the same. So unless they've done take laser into aggressive option, I wouldn't really consider retreating here. Okay, and then you see like once you get that close, then they'll start shielding. Because now they don't have time to do take laser up tilt at this range. Now they have to shield in case you aerial. And this is where grab is juicy. Okay, this is another option. So we were going over take laser options. This would be if they shield. So take laser, you're at that like shuffle distance approximately. So this is when Marth will do fair out of shield. If they do a rising fair out of shield, that's similar to up tilt in that you'll want to whiff punish it. Nair out of shield is really strong, which is what he ends up doing. So you can see like that was designed to like catch your aerial coming in. Nair is probably the hardest one to deal with. You can either like Nair in on reaction to them shielding and try to like beat the Nair coming out, do safe shield pressure, or like hit the Nair in between the hits. That's usually like the best you can hope for, is sort of just like Nair and pray. I mean, obviously there's some science to it, but it does feel risky to like contest the Nair directly, and it's also really hard to whiff punish. So if I saw him do this Nair, so let's say I just like dashed back here, well you did, so you laser here. If I see the Nair out of shield, I probably laser and like, I probably shoot a second laser so that I'm hitting him with it instead of like on his shield. Because if he does take laser, it's way harder for him to get a Nair or forward air out in time to protect himself. So I probably just laser his landing and then do another laser mix-up. Again, remember our mentality when you're respawning. So we're just thinking, okay, this guy's just gonna run away for the next 2 seconds. He's gonna
run away.
Yeah. So like, okay, he's running towards me. Oh, he jumped, but okay. So it's like this up air. This is the same idea as like the dare you did, right? Where you're like trying to chase Marth. You're going to be too slow to ever hit Marth chasing where he's going. You have to just read where he's going to get there in time.
Okay.
So imagine you drop down, you know he's going to run away, and he's right on top of you. So you're like, at this point, I would either like, maybe you dash away and laser into the corner in case he like dashes into the corner, right? So that would trap him. The other thing is you could like read a jump with a jump shine here and then wave land onto the top plat. And then if you're wrong, you just drop back down with the laser and fight neutral. But you have to go for one of those reads. Another thing you could do is like maybe down air right here, hoping he dashes back through you. So it's kind of like either left, right, or upwards are his main options. But the only way you're going to catch him, you're never going to catch him like up airing like this, where you're like, he was there half a second ago, but Marth is fast and he's always going to move versus Falco as opposed to stay still. Not always, but they're going to lean much more heavily towards moving over staying still because he has the speed advantage over Falco. So it's like, why play the standing still mix-up? Okay. So he gets away. You retreat out of his range. I don't like the wave dash back. Is there a reason you did that?
Do not get hit by the Nair.
Okay. I was just making sure there was no reason you did the actual wave dash. So I'm fine with like retreating there, just not retreating with a, because like what's his maximum
like
range?
it was like a dash and the wave dash. You see that? Okay.
So like when you do the wave dash, you commit yourself to that animation for 15 frames, and you're just like stuck here. Whereas like if you had just dashed to this point, I mean maybe that wasn't exactly possible. But like I think you can dash out of range of this is the point. So imagine you like even just empty like foxtrot, right? So let's just say you empty dash and you end up right here. The dash should be ending like right around now. You could react to the fact that he nared and then jump back in. But when you wave dash, not only is it difficult to control how far you go, like you're going so far for no real reason. Like you weren't trying to avoid a dash attack. Again, if that's what
Yeah.
you were trying to avoid, then okay. But um, if you're just trying to avoid the aerial in the corner, well, we only want to retreat to here. And that the reason for that is after he whiffs, we want to immediately go back on top of him and like start threatening him, or at least like laser at this position so we're in that shuffle threat range. But at this distance, now he has some room to like dash forward, power shield. He could have wave landed on side plat, so you're just giving him room that you didn't need to give.
Gotcha. For whatever reason in my head, I think like dash and wave dash can kind of be like not exactly, but a little bit like interchangeable, but I've never really thought about
No, they're
like
they're
when
definitely
you're
not because you'll never see a Falco wave dash and then whiff punish unless it's something really specific like wave dashing back in front of a shielding Marth and then he grabs.
yeah,
Like
I
maybe
haven't
you could
really
like wave shine
thought
away
too
and
much
he
about it.
whiffs, but the wave dash is much more limiting, and you're not the only one who
Mhm.
thinks this. I think somewhere along the lines it became a trend to like say, "Oh, do dash wave dash with Falco," because it's technically faster than dash dancing, but your goal there wasn't to be fast. It was to like if you're trying to be pinpoint precise with your positioning. I didn't mean to have so much alliteration there. If you're trying to be precise, then you don't even care about like getting to center quickly. You care about like staying right outside of his range and being able to dash back in. So I would replace pretty much every dash wave dash backwards with a dash dance. And
Okay.
I've had a lot of
Yeah.
players who did. I've had some newer players, and this is the reason I think it might be a trend to tell people to do this. Is I've had newer players who do it obsessively, like they'll laser and then they'll dash wave dash away, and I'm like, wait, why are you giving up so much stage? And they're like, oh, I thought dash wave dash was good, and I was like, yeah, it's good if you want to like cross the stage, but not so good when your opponent's trapped in the corner and they're fighting for their life, and you're just like, oh, just have
Yeah.
that stage, sir. That's what it's basically doing. Ooh, love that. Oh no.
Mine, yeah.
What'd you say?
Just the full hop commit to aerial. It's after this.
Yeah, well, the first thing was the wave shine. Do
Mhm.
you miss the wave shine out often? Or was this just a fluke?
Could you just play it out again? I know in this game it happened like twice in two kind of big moments,
Yeah.
but I hmm, I don't know. I would say maybe like
If you're not
seventy
sure, I would
thirty.
just recommend trying it in Uncle Punch for like 10 minutes, right? Just spend 10 minutes doing
Just wave
shine,
shining.
wave dash back. If you do the wave shine back, you'll know if you're doing it too early. Or doing it improperly where like you're holding the wave dash angle too early. Because you want to make sure you jump before you input the wave dash angle.
Wait, I don't think I know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
so if you
So,
shine, because if you're doing
uh-huh.
it forward, let's say you're holding down and in on the control stick.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing the shine ends. This is like the first frame you can jump.
Yeah.
So you jump and you're still holding down and in, and then you wave dash, and everything's good. So going forward is fine. As soon as you're doing back, so we'll go back to the frame where it's at. You shine here. Now you're holding down back. But what happens
Mm-hmm.
is if you, I think, I don't know if it buffers or if it like takes priority over jump. I'm gonna assume it does. So you get to this frame. This frame would be a shine turnaround animation, which lasts 3 frames. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you knew that.
Uh, I don't think I knew the numbers.
Okay, yeah, I mean you don't need to know the numbers, but well, actually, it's pretty important to know the numbers for this, because like you need to know if you do a shine turnaround. This is like helpful for shine turnaround wave dash to ledge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have I missed it. You have to wait 3 frames to do the turnaround in the shine animation. It's not like a
Instant.
normal turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh wait, what am I doing? Sorry. Oh, I don't need that. I need this. Okay. So you can see the animation at the top. It goes to 317, I think, 314. So that's like the regular shine animation, and then the turnaround is 3. Oh, it doesn't go. Okay, I thought it had a different thing. Maybe it doesn't. So that was all pointless. My bad. So I'll just show you the animation. It's just like this is the first frame where you're turning around, second frame, third frame. So during these 3 frames, if you're trying to jump, then you won't jump.
Oh, so okay, so you have to input the jump after I've turned around.
Yeah, this is why if you ever look at instances where you get stuck in shine, it's almost always because of shine turnaround. The only other way it would happen is if you jump canceled too early. But most people learn the jump cancel timing for a shine where they're not turning around, like where they're just facing normally. But like you can see how if you were holding down left to wave shine left, this would buffer, and then you would so like you're holding down left while shining because you know you want to wave shine that way, but then the jump cancel for the shine gets eaten, and then now you're pressing L, and you're like, wait, what happened? And then you full hop out of it. So I would definitely grind that. You want to, so like the way I was saying before is you want to jump cancel before you input the shine input, or so, did I say that wrong? You want to jump cancel before you input the wave dash angle. Because as soon as you input the wave dash angle, you're going to initiate a shine turnaround. But as soon as you jump cancel the shine, once you're in jump squat, then that's not an issue anymore. And that's going to be a 5-frame window, so it's pretty lenient anyway.
Honestly, I think I might. We could do this after, but I think I might need to like see that to
Okay.
like visualize.
Yeah, I have a Reddit post specifically about this.
Okay, awesome.
Let me just find it real quick so we don't forget. Yeah, it even has like the inputs demonstrated and everything. Okay, that should be it. Okay, another overcommitment above Marth. So what you get the up air anyway.
Oh wait, like the actual. I see the comment, but it was deleted. Not the comment itself, but
The thread.
like the what is it? Like the subject.
Oh
Like the
yeah,
topic?
it was just. I think if you click on it, it shows. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, it was just asking how do you shine weave dash or something.
Oh, okay.
It asks about like using Y, but if you click the Giphy cat at the bottom,
Oh, there
you
it
can
is.
see
Okay,
my
I was
inputs.
looking for some sort of like visual, so I was like, oh, it's not on the topic. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the text does explain what I just explained to you about like trying to time around the shine turnaround. But if you watch the Giphy, you can see what I explained where you can see like I
Yeah.
press down B, and then I don't know if I like fully reset to neutral or I just continue holding down. Um, but like whichever way you want to do it, it's fine. I think it makes more sense to reset, but it's completely up to you. It's not like it's terrible to rotate from down with the shine and then rotate it into the wave dash angle. You just have to make sure you're timing that after the jump squat. So that's why I reset is so it feels like a wave dash. So I just do shine, let go, and then do a wave dash. But if you want to do shine, jump, and then change your air dodge angle, you can do that too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that should help out. And I also do shine turnaround in there as well. So yeah, once you get him to here, we're just sharking Marth. What do you think is a good way to shark him in this position?
Uh, hmm. I'd probably drop down to the ground, but I don't want to do it on the left side of the platform.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessary to drop down. Are you saying that because you can't get to him before he fares?
No, because like I do want to shark him, but I want him to be towards the right side of the stage, and I feel like if I drop down like right now, then he could just take the top platform for free.
Hmm.
Um,
I agree with that.
and and if I like moved a little bit more to the right, I want him to think that he needs to either go to the side platform or go to ledge. Um,
Okay. I get what
that
you're
was just
saying.
my yeah, that's just my thought process.
So my thought process when I get Marth in this position is where does his fair protect him? Right? That's like my immediate thought anytime I'm sharking him.
Hmm.
Because if I get hit by the fair, not only do I lose my sharking opportunity, but in a lot of cases, probably not at this point when you're at 9, but like there are positions where the fair will reversal you really hard, and now like everything goes to shit, right?
Yeah.
So that's my first concern is like where can his fair cover? Could he drift in and fair me? Do I need to like position to like beat the fair if he decides to be aggressive? Stuff like that. So
Hmm.
let me go back and see where it's actually a threat. So off this one, like I think he could drift in, but he would like be barely landing on top plat. And if he drifted to like right here, you would just be able to drop down and like shine salt underneath and then jump up and punish him. So I don't
Hmm.
think most Marths would be likely to do that. And then the other thing I'm thinking, so the first thing you're thinking is like, okay, where does this fair cover and self-preservation? Those are like the first two things.
Hmm.
And then once you have your space established, so you're like, okay, I have a game plan for if he drifts in. What if he just like drifts straight down? Like maybe you could just like nair at him. So then you're saying, I have like this range covered, so he drifts to side plat and ledge. That's kind of what you were getting at, right?
Yeah.
So you were saying to move right here. I don't think you need to move here to prevent him from landing on top plat.
Okay.
And the reason I think that matters is if you move to here and he drifts to side plat, I think he fairs you. Or like you move into his fair range. Let me see what happened. Okay, you just full upped. I mean,
Sadly, yeah.
you thought you could hit him. So
Yeah.
if you nair, you probably get him.
Yeah.
So
Also, if I short hopped, I think I would have got him with that.
I think if you short hop, he fairs you.
Oh.
Because I think he can already fair. He just isn't because you're jumping up above him. He was probably like behind.
Hmm.
Or he was just focused on drifting away, I guess. Like
Yeah,
he's like definitely
yeah,
out of
fair like
stun,
that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's out of stun like right here. Maybe
Mhm.
like right here if we're being super generous. When he starts to do that spin, he's definitely out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could definitely like hit you. And then this is how you get reversaled in this matchup, and it feels bad. So instead, I would say cover. We have self-preservation, spacing around is fair. That's the
Mhm.
first concern. So you want to think of it like order of operations. Second one is okay. We have our space established. We know what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop down, double jump fair. If he does like suicide fair at us, like a crazy person, if he takes the more conservative, aggressive option, like it's in between conservative and aggressive. If he just comes straight down, but like he tries to fair us, then we can either like nair him out of the air, or like do the drop down, but like do it a little more towards him. And then if he just goes all the way down to the side plat or like tries to retreat all the way to ledge, then I think the best play is to laser him out of the air right here. And that puts him in a really tricky position because then he feels like he has to fair out of the laser stun to protect himself. Otherwise, you're going to laser and then aerial at him. And then after they do that, then you can whiff punish the fair. And then if they, let's say you laser him and he doesn't do the fair, then you could just retreat to the ground at that point, like at the same time that you would maybe threaten an approach. Or you could even just like land on top of him probably. Because like once he lands, so like once he's at this point, he can no longer get the fair out. So it's like, well, if you jump from top plat to here, you're actually completely safe from aerials, unless he like drops through, I guess. So that is something you have to be worried about.
Yeah.
But I think the key is like lasering him out of the air, sort of freezes him and gives you time to, analyze the situation. So like, imagine he gets lasered here. He has to think about like, okay, maybe this Falco runs off and double jumps up at me, or maybe Falco runs off and just lands on the ground, and he has no way of knowing. And that's always what you want to abuse when you're sharking Marth, is the fact that he doesn't know when you're going to attack. Oh no. That's that same thing as before. Attacking from a position of weakness.
Yeah.
Like, you did a great job shielding that. Maybe watch for the up tilt after. You double jump. And then it's like, clearly we should be going for top plat, right?
Yeah.
Either top plat or like trick him with the fade and then go back to side plat and like wave land away. Because we want to end as far away from him as possible. We're either wave landing on top plat to get away or wave landing on side plat as like to be a tricky person. Or maybe even like up P here would be good. Because I don't know if you could get up there in time. But like, or if you're going to do this, like the obvious thing when you do this is to come down with an aerial, right? So if you did want to come down with something like this, maybe you know he doesn't have time to like up tilt you. In this case, he does. He could have just up tilted you, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you do come down like this, remember that aerial's the most obvious thing and the thing that gets dash hands grabbed. You could come down with a laser instead. That would be like really, like, you're just the ultimate Chad if you come down with laser there versus Marth. But you could do it. At least it's better than aerial, because I feel like aerial never hits here. And then the other thing you could do is wave land. You could wave land towards, which is kind of the same as like the laser. But even more like insanely aggressive and risky, because you're like wave landing towards him and hoping that shine hits. And then the more conservative one is like fastball and wave land away, and then maybe he like goes for the dash hands grab and whiffs. So the wave land away can be pretty useful versus Marth. But I would try to remove the drop down aerial from your game, and until you're like at a, you have to be playing a Marth that knows you don't do that. You know what I mean? So maybe like you drop down and did a laser 3 times in a row, and then he calls you out for a laser. Like he actually just short hop nairs at you, because he's like, this Falco, every time he comes down, he just lasers. I keep thinking he's going to aerial, and he always lasers me, and I'm in the corner. So he actually calls you out for it. Then the next time, okay, maybe now you want to throw out the aerial. But most people just throw out the aerial because they're scared or whatever. Oh, that's another slide off position. It's really like random scenarios, but you could just be like, right here, you know you're getting hit by him, right?
Yeah.
So like, why not hold C-stick down? And if you get hit by basically anything here, you're gonna slide off.
You said by holding C-stick down?
Yeah, if you hold C-stick down. Holding DI away or down and away would like optimize that. But even versus like weak moves like this, or maybe down tilt, you often don't need the perfect trajectory DI to slide off. It's more about getting the ASDI down. So you could even do something like, let's say you thought he would nair this. Is that what he does? He fares. So let's say you thought he would nair, and you wanted to survival DI versus nair. I don't think you actually would in this scenario, but just as an example.
Sure.
So you want to survival DI some move that he's doing. You could still hold C-stick down, and it's like, let's say he hits you with tip or F tilt, and you survival DI up and in. Your character would like teleport down very slightly, and then you would get knocked away at a good trajectory. But the little movement down is not going to matter that much when you're getting hit up here. Sure, you'll be a little lower, but like in exchange, any other weak move you get hit by, you slide to ledge from. Even if you're DIing up, you might still like slide to ledge. So something to keep in mind. I would always go for like a close recovery here. So like get as close to the wall as you can.
Wall ride.
Yeah, because like jumping out there is a death sentence. He should just like run out and neutral B you, or even just grab ledge.
There's a lot of ways he could just kill me right now.
Yeah, you're 100% dead if you're playing like Zin or someone.
Yeah.
And then like even if you, let's say he does like the worst edge guard possible, that actually makes sense. Like he like attacks the ledge or something. Like it's really hard to angle the ledge and get a ledge tech. If you go up, like you're not likely to get around him. So yeah, I would always go for the wall here and just go for the techs. And you can even sweet spot around counter or tech the counter if you've practiced that.
I've tried, dude. I don't know why that is so hard for me.
You have to just delay the tech very late. Uncle Punch has a thing for it.
Yeah, I know. I've tried doing it, but like
Yeah,
I've like
I wouldn't
gotten it
spend
once or
too much
twice,
time
but
on
I'm
it.
just like, how did I even do that? Like,
It's useful, but I also think the only reason I get it a lot of the time, I think, is because I've practiced smash GI moves in. So I smash GI in, and then I'll also quarter circle downwards. Because a lot of the time you get hit by the counter, you're like slightly above the ledge. So I
hmm
started quarter circling my control stick upwards or downwards depending on where I was relative to the ledge. But that's like
okay.
a kind of crazy optimization. So I'm not gonna say like, oh, you definitely need to work on that. But if you hate counter with a passion, that's how you do it.
All right.
But yeah,
When I
man,
get to
did you
that
have
point, I'll
any?
definitely.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I'll say if I ever get to that point where I'm trying to
Yeah,
counterplay
I
counter.
mean, I might be playing it up as like how hard it is. I don't know honestly, because like when you play as long as I have, I feel like those kinds of things
Mhm.
you're just like, oh, I can just add this one little thing into my game, and it's like not that crazy. And I think Mango's like
Yeah.
that with like neutral game decisions, where like he gets F thrown by Marth, and he's like, oh, I can just dash back out of it. Whereas like for me, it's like, oh my god, I can't think about that shit. I'm trying to do so many other things in neutral.
Yeah,
But when you're recovering, it's way easier. You don't have many options to begin with.
exactly.
But did you have any questions before we wrap up?
Uh, no, I don't.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm excited to see the write up and the VOD whenever it does get uploaded.
Yeah, I'll do the write up later, and then
Yeah, yeah,
the
do
VOD
take
hopefully won't be too
your
long.
time.
I do have quite a number of videos, so maybe like a week or so.
Yeah, that's fine.
And yeah, if you look through that Reddit post and you're like still trying to figure out what I'm referring to or the directions I'm talking about, just let me know.
For sure.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Peace.